Om Sri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Sri Saraswatyai Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Vyasa Shankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sri Tapona Sishyaya Namaha. Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Hari Om. We have covered up to 10 verses of chapter 3 of Kenopanishad. Oh, before I go there, let me first do the Shantipata as per the tradition. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vak Pranaschakshrosrotra Madho Balamindriyani Cha Sarvani Sarvam Brahmaupanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Ma Brahma Nirakarot Anirakaranamaspanirakaranan me astu Tadatmani nirate ya upanishatsu dharmaha te mayi santu te mayi santu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. We have covered up to the 10th verse or mantra after chapter 3 of Kenopanishad. So, very briefly, the first chapter is about Kena, by whom all this show is going on. And the student knows there is some power behind all this. So that's why he wanted to have clarity on this, by whom is this show is going on. The teacher very briefly says, Srotrasya Srotam. So it is ear of the ear, Chakshusas Chakshuhu, eye of the eye. So he's trying to lead us to back to the consciousness, which runs the whole show. Then the second chapter, in brief, is about how to seek it. It is okay if you say eye of the eye, ear of the ear, mind of the mind, pranasya pranaha, all this is okay, but it sounds too technical. So the second chapter, in summary, very briefly, it is how to seek it. So pratibodha viditam matam amutatvam hi vindate. In every experience, the presence of consciousness is actually being obtained. We are not looking, whether it's happiness or sorrow, depression, excitement. Without consciousness, none of these things are possible. So you look towards consciousness and then drop the object of thought or situation related to the thought. Then consciousness takes over and slowly you become established. And it also says, if you don't attain that while you are alive, it is a waste of life. Chapter 2. So essentially, the whole Upanishad's message is practically done. But now the third chapter, it gives a nice story to put all this into a different context. So it has a message which I will go through. So the first 10 verses last week we covered very briefly. I'll go over it again. There was an instance when Devatas had a victory over the Asuras or Rakshasas. Devatas are typically supposed to be sattvic. However, they got overwhelmed and their pride took over. And in that pride, they said, this is our victory. This is our glory. Although it is anything is possible because of the presence of consciousness. Consciousness is always present. We only use consciousness and project our ego. So, God, which is Nirakara Nirguna as consciousness, means it has no form and it has no qualities, but is pure Sat and Chit, existence and knowledge. As we know, I mentioned last class also, although it's Sat and Chit, witness by far, in situations when there is a need, it manifests using its power as Ishvara. So, in the example of a screen with the show on it, Ishvara becomes the screen and the show together. But Ishvara has a control over the show because the karma phala dhata. Is the karma phala dhata. So, show is nothing but spots of light and darkness. Any movie you can see, it's nothing but spots of light and darkness. That's the movie. Any movie you can see. The light may be different colors. That's okay, but it's not. So in the case of Ishvara, it's intelligence and ignorance. Our ignorance, because of our ignorance, we don't see his intelligence everywhere. But his intelligence is running the show. So Ishvara always stays connected with us through karma phala data, giving results of our actions, and also from behind us as a conscience to telling us what to do, what not to do. We may or may not listen. But in this particular context, because these are devatas, he wanted to teach them that you are forgetting who is really blessed you with this victory. So what he does is, he appears like a yaksha. Yaksha means a form which is worshipful, comes from edge. Edge means worshipful. But it is a sakara and it is very brilliant, but no specific form. And it is enough that it appears to them while they are celebrating near them. So naturally, the asura, the devatas wanted to investigate what it is. So they decide to have a meeting. They decide, okay, Agni, you go and look at it, find out. So Agni says, okay, I will do. So Agni goes there very fast. And then as he approaches it, immediately that Yaksha asks him, who are you? So Agni is supposed to be the hero of the heroes, but that's the first strike. He didn't even get a chance, who are you? He never asked the question, who are you? That's the reason he went there. So he introduced himself, I'm Agni Jata Veda. I am the one who knows everything. Whatever is born, I know. That's what he says. Then, oh, what can you do? Next question. The Yaksha asks him. He says, whatever exists on earth, I can burn it away into ashes. See, these people have a lot of pride about their powers. And Bhagavan, who is the Shaktivan, who gives you all the Aishwarya to everybody. Actually, Bhagavan's definition is that he is the essence of everything. So he just wants to prick his pride, prick the bubble. So what he does is, he takes a blade of grass and puts in front of him, oh, if you are so powerful, please burn this. Agni tries with all the power, increases its temperature as much as he can, and he cannot even scar it. Then he returns back to his group and reports that I could not find out who it is, because he is just incapable of proving his capacity. So I could not. He just insulted, ashamed, and he doesn't even ask the question and turn his head down and leaves back. Then they have another group discussion. Their opening batsman is first ball out. that's way to put it. Then they send their second best batsman, Vayu, and he also goes there very fast. He said, I will find out. He goes there. Again, as he approaches, Yaksha asks him, who are you? He says, I am called Vayu. What can you do? He asks him the question. He replies, I can lift and blow anything on this earth. Anything. I am so strong. Then the Yaksha puts this same blade of grass in front of him and tells him, can you lift it and blow it away? He fails. Now his pride is pricked, but he doesn't know what to do. He felt insulted. In fact, he gives himself, I'm Matarishwa. I roam around the holy space. And that a man with so much glory and pride, he suddenly finds he cannot even blow a blade of grass. Excuse me. Then he goes back. So that is where verse number 10 is. So we will read verse number 10, and then I will explain that a little bit and then move on to verse number 11. Tasmai trunam nidhadau etadu adatsva iti tadpapreyaya sarvajavena tanna seshaka dhatum saha tata eva nivavrute naitad asakam vijnatum yadetatu yaksham iti. He says, yes, tasmai trunam nidhau. And this verse number 10 is basically the last few sentences I used. Vayu, towards Vayu, he put a trunam, and then he could not blow it, and then he returned. This is the summary of verse number 10. And then he reported, I cannot find out who it is. That's it. So this is how much we covered till last week. Now go to mantra number 11. Athendram abruvan maghavan etad vijanihi kim etat yakshamiti tatheti tadabhyadravatu tasmat tirodadhe. Okay. Now he went, Indra, Devanam Raja, Indra. He is the crowned king of all Devatas. Obviously, he has the most ego. So he was finally designated. Atha Indram Abruvan. They then told Indra, Maghavan, hey Maghava. Maghava means another name for Indra, one who is worship worthy. Maghavan. Etat vijanihi kim etat. Please go and find out what this is. Kim etat iti. Please find out. Yakshamiti tadha iti. Indra said, yes, I will do it. Tadhabhyad dravat. He went there fast. Tadhabhyad dravat. Tasmat tirodade. Let's go back. So then when he went there, suddenly it disappeared. Here, few points I want to make before we go to next mantra. So let us just focus on what I'm going to say. Last week also I mentioned, what is Bhagavan? I mentioned Rasohamapsu kaunteya prabhasmisya suryayoho pranavas sarva vedeshu sabdake paurusham vrushu. God is the essence of everything. That's the first most important. So why could not Agni burn it? Because Agni-ness of Agni is God. Why could not Vayu lift it? Because the Vayu's power itself is God. So Vibhuti Yoga, chapter 10 in Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Yattad Vibhuti Matsattvam Srimadurjitamevava Yattad Evav Gachatam Mama Tejonsa Sambhavam. Anything in this universe with any special glory, Sri, Urjita, any strength, whatever it is nothing but it is my manifestation. If I withdraw it, it seriously exists. It's both Sat and Chit. God gives it. We earn it out of ignorance and lack of intelligence. But whole cosmic intelligence, creative power, maintaining power, withdrawal power is God only. There's no contribution from us. Due to our karma, we accept ownership, kartutva bhava, bhotrutva bhava. But that is only an illusory appearance. The moment we withdraw our mind from preoccupation with ourselves and our possessions, we essentially are God like now. Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. But when you have ego, like Amanitvam, Adambitvam, these are the 20 virtues Sri Krishna gives in chapter 13. Amanitvam, Manitvam. Manitvam means every one of us has a measurement of ourselves. Even if you are a spiritual seeker, so I do so many malas every day. Manitvam. Or if you're a speaker, maybe I know so much. All of this manitvam. Dambatvam. Dambatvam is boasting ourselves. All these things have to be withdrawn from our consciousness because they are the blocks. So if you want to ask yourself, what is my definition of X? It is God on whom I am superimposing my ego by mistake, ignorance. The moment you say God, everything is covered. You just let go, you become that. So to give an example, if suppose I have a cotton shirt, I can say I have a pocket, I have sleeves, I have collar. You can say I have also buttons are not cotton, but I'm just generally speaking. Like that you can say. But then the moment you say cotton, everything is covered. Essentially, it is upadana karana in Sanskrit. Material cause. Once you remove that, no material, nothing exists for the whole universe. That is what Bhagavan is saying, that verse I quoted. Yadyat vibhuti mat sattvam. Whatever glory anybody has, vibhuti mat. That is actually mine. It's Jiva, Mama Tejonsa Sambhavam. That has happened because of my glory. The whole cosmos, chapter 10, is full of this. Anythingness is God Himself. Jyotishamapi tad jyotihi is the light of lights, energy of energy, matter of the matter, if you want to say, mind of the mind, like this. So basically, if you withdraw your attention from your preoccupations, you are now the screen itself, not the projection. That is the point Bhagavan is trying to make. Now, why cannot Agni and Vayu, why could not they realize they are getting that glory from Bhagavan? As soon as it is withdrawn from them, why could not realize it is actually God Himself that is making them do what they can do? They did not realize. They felt insulted and they left. People like us, we don't even look in that direction, although Shiva is a essence of everything. Or Vishnu. Vishnu's Nama starts with Vishwam Vishnu. Vishwam, whole Vishwam is Vishnu. So we are included in Vishwam. But we separate ourselves when we say Vishnu. Vishnu is that, Vishnu is that, Vishwam. But you are also Vishnu, but with the identification. So given that, what is the difference with Indra? Is a slightly important point here. That's why I want to go back a little bit and give that explanation. We already saw the verse, but I'm going to explain the reason. Explain now. Athendram Abruvan, I will go there. Tadha iti. Tasmat tirodate. As soon as Indra went there, he saw the bowler in the cricket example. The Yaksha himself disappeared. Just space remained. So there's an important point here. Next verse makes it. Let's go to next mantra. Sa tasminneva akase striyam ajagama bhaushobhamanam umam haimavatim tam hovacha kimetat yaksham iti. Okay. In the same space, tasminneva akase striyam ajagama. In that same space, Saha means Indra has seen a stree. Some of the adjectives are added here. Bahusvabhamanam Umam. Mother. Ishwari. Ishvara has gone, Ishwari came there. Haimavatim, other name for Uma. In the same space, when Indra went there, the Yaksha disappeared, Shiva, Ishvara disappeared, the creative power, the creator, maintainer, sustainer, Ishvara, disappeared, and Uma, mother of the universe, Shakti, appeared. It's a beautiful story. Her Bhushobhamana, she's very, very, very brilliant. knowledge, Saraswati. Shankaracharya says Saraswati and Parvati both. Haimavati, daughter of Himavan, or Haima also means gold. So it indicates brilliance, knowledge. Saraswati appeared. Tam hovacha. Indra then asked her, Kim etat yakshamiti? What is that yaksha? He asked. Here there are certain silent points. I want to make them before we go to the next chapter. The silent points are when Bhagavan appears or makes us conscious of our ideas, thoughts, experiences, we miss because we are not contemplating enough. And that's what happened with Agni and Vayu. Whereas Indra, he is more qualified. So as soon as he came, he was more contemplative, but he is ready for the teaching. And it was apparent because when the Yaksha left, he didn't live. He hung around there. Number one. Number two, his ego did not kick in. Average person will say, oh, the Yaksha was scared of me and ran away, whatever it is. But Indra did not think like that. He felt this is not a pratyaksha or upamana or inference. This is not by normal pramanas. Anumana is called Anumana. It is not available by normal pramana. It is something beyond that. There is a sloka that is we often used to hear in our course. It says, Pratyakshanu mityava yattupayo na buddhyate enam vedanti vedena tasmat vedasya vedata. Senacharya, in introduction to his Veda commentary, apparently he wrote this in the introduction. What is Veda? It is that which reveals to you that is not available by pratyaksha or by anumityava, means inference. Anumana, it's called inference. So suppose you see smoke, you infer there is fire. That is called anumana pramana. Pratyaksha pramana, you see that directly. So both of these, now several combinations of these, totally there are 6 of them, 5 of them. All of them cannot reveal Bhagavan. Only thing last pramana, Sabda pramana, that is Veda. So what is Veda? It is that reveals what is not revealed by Pratyaksha and Anumana and its combinations. That is why it is called Veda. So purpose of Vedanta is make you realize what you are using your own intelligence and withdraw into it itself. That is why it's called Veda. So the important point here is to learn that Veda, to have the fulfillment of the Vedic knowledge, you need the proper analysis of the scriptures, and then clarity has to be established. It is not something that you just read in the internet, or you take a book and read by yourself, or You just sit on a couple of drinks and then start discussing Vedanta. No. In fact, there are a lot of people who are there's a lot more misinformation on internet than good information. Because those people who are writing it, many of them, they have their own narrative. They want to demean it. They don't want to refer Shankara Bhashya or anything. They don't want to. They want to confuse us so that we actually talk against our own religion, by and large. So to make a decision, what is the actual point that's being made? There is a Shastra, there is a Pramana. They look some Lakshanas called Linga and then analyze the topic, how it started, how it withdrew, and what is there are 6 Lakshanas. I can briefly say, Upakramopasamharo Abhyaso Apurvata Phalam Ardhavadopapatticha Lingam Tatparya Nirnaye. To Tatparya Nirnaya, it has to be done with thorough analysis of 6 factors. And then said, this is what he was trying to say. People like Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, they have done this. No, yeah, any average person who reads from internet and says, oh, I know everything, and then he starts giving pravachan, that's fine. But he has to refer to the proper, and then he should be trained by Guru Parampara. In Tatparya Nirnaya means, what is the essential conclusion of these spiritual topics? Indra realized that he needed somebody who can tell him the Tatparya Nirnaya. So he asked the question. This is another important point. You don't talk to XYG, Tom, Dick, and Harry, and then try to say you are expert, they're expert, and both of you experts. No. He asked mother, Kim etat yakshamiti? He surrendered to her and asked, Kim etat yakshamiti? What is that yaksha? He asked. So, Amma will give a, so we'll read that completes this 3rd chapter, the first verse of the, first mantra. We have 2-3 more verses of the second we'll chant, we'll do, and then I will give you a summary of the actual Tatparya of this story. Okay, because that's how it ends. Then Devi has spoken. Mother spoke. Sa Brahmeti ho vacha Brahmanava etad vijaye mahihadvam iti tato haiva vidan chakara Brahma iti. As I mentioned, it is all in prose, okay? There's no poetry here, it's in prose. To make it a little bit easy, I'm breaking it and reading it. Amma, Uma, said, Sa Brahma iti uvacha. She told him that is Brahman. Sa means mother of the universe. Brahma iti means Uva, she said. Here, a question might come. What are her qualifications? Obviously, Shakti. Without Shakti, Shiva it cannot even perform. That we can say that. We all know, you can say. But in her name itself, it is indicated. Uma. U, A. Now, if you flip A and Ma, A, U, Om. This in Sanskrit, it is allowed. Kashyapa, Pashyapa, it is allowed. This is still Srilinga only. So, Uma Devi is the Swarupa of Veda. Pranava Sarva Vedeshu, Krishna said in chapter 7, Bhagavad Gita. She is Pranava. A-U-M means Om. So she is Veda herself, embodiment of Veda. That is why she is qualified. She is a guru. She said, that is Brahman. And then she also added, Brahmanaha vai etad vijaye mahiyadvam iti. In that glory of Brahman, who has given you a karma phaladata, that victory, out of ignorance, you are glorifying yourself. Now, funny thing is, her teaching is finished. That's it. So he's a patra, qualified student, and in Upanishad stories are not going to elaborate like a Puranas. As soon as the word Brahma is heard, he immediately remembered first two chapters of Kenopanishad. In this context, let us say. And then he said, that essence, that consciousness, such all-pervading intelligence, ever present. The 5 characteristics I have told you. What is the quality of Brahman? It is not an object. It does not change. It is not a part of the body or product of the body or property of the body. And it's such all-pervading. It is permanent and changeless, permanent. So he realized that he's here right now, that Brahman. You could say he went into Samadhi. He realized it. And he dropped his ego. Immediately, first 2 chapters of Kenopanishad. She didn't teach here, but he heard the first 2 chapters, let us say. That's how Upanishad stories are. They are not like Puranic stories. But message is crisp and condensed, and then understood by Bhashya, by Shankaracharya and Mahatmas, like that. Tataha means he, having now understood, Brahma iti Vijayan Chakara. Brahma understood it. Indra understood it. Because he is a qualified student. He had a temporary boost of ego, and suddenly he realized he was mistaken. And then the whole thing flashed in his heart. And then he realized godliness is now here forever. It is always because of God only everything happens. Any ownership that we take is a mistake. Shivoham, Shivo. So there are, Bhagavan Shankaracharya actually gives 6 morals or messages of this story. So for 4 of them, I will tell now. A couple of them, and after a couple more mantras, I will tell. First and most important is God exists. A Brahma or Ishvara's astitvam. He exists. Number 2, he is not known by arrogant minds or as an object. Otherwise, he is not known. So basically, he is difficult to know. Point number 2, he is difficult to know. For whom? For those who do not take proper guidance. Here you could ask a question. Is it easy sometimes or it's always difficult? It is Bhagavan actually in Bhagavan chapter 9, Bhagavad Gita, he says in introduction itself, Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitramidam Uttamam Pratyakshava Gamamam, Pratyakshava Gamyam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. Sir, Pratyakshava Gamam, Pratyakshava Gamam, Avagamam, Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. Is defined. See, he actually said, Susukham Kartum Avyayam, he says in chapter 9, it is very easy. Pratyakshava Gamam, you can experience it. And again in Kenopanishad it says, Shurasya dhara nishita duratyaya. It is very complicated. It's like walking on the edge of the sharp knife, which is very tough. So it depends upon the qualifications. If we have done karma yoga, upasana or bhakti yoga, the jnana sticks. Or people also say Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. As we listen to the teaching of message of Upanishads and Puranas and contemplate, it also becomes more and more clear. And most of you probably who have been following, listening, can experience a different vibration when you are listening now than 10 years ago. Because your purity, because of the discipline, the tapas that is required to arrange these talks and listen to these talks and do the service, so gradually your heart becomes connected. But it is not just Sravana, also that slowly sends certain impulses into your consciousness. That next verse actually comes that, mantra comes that. So, Sravana Manana Nidhyasana. So, basically, qualifications determine how much it sticks to you. So, it is Durvijnayam to those who are not prepared. It is Vijnayam, for Durvijnayam means Dukkhena Vijnayam. With a lot of hard work, Durlabha, I can say. A lot of hard work. Whereas Suvijnayam for those who revel in it and also who implement it by upasana, by surrender, by karma yoga, reducing sakam, nishkama yoga, like this. And third point, so first point is Ishvara's astitvam, the God is there. Because he appeared first. So, and chapter 4 also Sri Krishna says, I come down as needed, And then second point is, it's difficult to know, but it is possible if you do not have ego, amanitvam, arambitvam, ahimsa, like that, those qualities we have, then it is possible. That third point. The person should have qualifications and use proper pramana. Pramana means don't just use internet or don't use YouTubes and stuff like that. It is good to use as Sravana. And then proper pramana, proper guru. That is fine. And then when you see guru with proper surrender, do not say, okay, I came here, next 15 minutes you finish, complete Upanishad Sara. You have to have a humility, and then you have to withdraw your attention from unnecessary materials. And then you should be a proper receptacle. Then it would happen. I'll give you a small funny incident. Somebody came to Swami Chinmaya Maharaj and asked me a question. Swamiji, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa touched Vivekananda, and Vivekananda realized self. So they were asked very funny question on the stage sometimes. Now you have given Bhagavad Gita pravachans more than 500 times, complete Bhagavad Gita more than 500 times. Swamiji has done it. How many Vivekanandas you have created? Swamiji laughed. Swamiji is very jovial. He said jokingly, he said, bring Swami Vivekananda, I don't even have to touch. I can just blow. He will become realized. The question is not the student. Question is not the guru giving the samadhi. Lot of people, God is always blessing us, constantly blessing us. The next mantra I come. We are not ready. So it's not that Swami Chinmaya has taught so many people. Sometimes people have also asked him, you have taught Bhagavad Gita so many times, how many great people have created? He said, that's not my job. That's Krishna's job. I'm only doing my seva. Nishkam karma, I'm doing it. So that is how Mahatmas drop everything. And they don't take any ownership. So basically the point is, Indra was qualified to understand Brahma Vidya because he stayed there and he contemplated, and he was not arrogant. So many of the scientists nowadays, they say consciousness or God, so they don't call God as consciousness. Consciousness is a product of the mind, they say. And their reasoning is anything with the mind we can produce. So they can say, okay, I have a small germ, then I can look at the microscope. If I have a telescope, I can see what are the stars and everything. And so everything that is possible by Pratyaksha Pramana, and then logic, Anumana Pramana. Everything is, but they do not accept that there can be something that is beyond intellect. It's because intellectual arrogance. Sometimes, it is also, intelligence is seeking help when needed. And that because you don't do that, you don't make a progress. So that is what happens. Scientists cannot, even atheists, agnostics, they're all stop at different levels because they are not letting it go. So in the earlier chapters, it is said it is beyond known and unknown. So we are only looking in the areas of intellectually known, intellectually unknown areas. It is a different category, subject, completely different category. The looker himself is a different category. That is only possible when we withdraw. So next mantra we'll do. We have 9 more minutes. Tasmadva ete devaha atitarami iva anyan devan edagnirvayuhu indraha te he enat nedistam paspars puste henat pradhamo vidancha chakara brahma iti. I will read again. Tasmat, actually why, okay, because Sandhi rule it changes. So I will read like this. Tasmat dva ete devaha atitarami iva anyan devan edagnir vayuhu indraha te henan nedistam pasparshuhu te henat prathamo vidancha chakara brahma iti. Now, the mantra is saying, Tasmat va ete deva atitarami anyan devan. Who Agni, Vayu, Indrahate. These 3 are greater. Anyan Devan Atitaram Iva. They are greater than the other devatas. Because Nedistam Pasparsihu. They have contacted Yaksha. They may not have realized him. They have contacted him in close quarters. Nediste. And Pradhamaha, they are the first people to know Vedancha Jakara Brahma iti. They are the first people to know it is Brahman itself. How do you know which is Brahman itself? You become that. It is beyond known. Nona Vede Tivedacha. It is big, high, better, different from known and unknown. So you just realize that is inside that power, that existence, Sat, that is subject. And that they realize because they have ended up being close, and then the teaching stuck with them. And because of that, they are greater than other devatas. Because other devatas were not qualified even to go near. So we should not think Vayu and Agni failed. You could say they failed from the worldly point of view, but because of Indra's understanding, they have also understood that it is a true self of all. Sarva bhutastam atmanam, sarva bhutani chevacha, like that. Sarva bhutastam atmanam, sarva bhutani chatmani. Everybody in and everybody oneness. Just like wave, as a wave, it is different from other waves. As water, it is all. In the same way, Atma is in everybody, and everybody is also in Atman. Sarva bhutastam atmanam, sarva bhutani cha atmani. Chapter 6 in Bhagavad Gita. That awareness, they got first. So don't take them lightly. They are also great people. They are greater than other devatas. So this is the fifth point. So Brahma Vidya, once it comes to the teachers, it can be owned, and that it makes you self-realized. Now a question will come, if that is the case, now the three of them have become great. Who is greater among them? Say, normal people have this weakness. So next mantra, they say they kind of make a statement. He says, out of those three, Indra is the best because he was the one who qualified and who learnt it first, and he passed on the message. Tasmatva Indraha Atitarami Eva Anyan Devan Saha Henat Edistam Pasparsa Sahi Henat Pradhamo Vidanchakara Brahmeti. Because he was the first one to recognize it is Brahman. Same mantra, but it is instead of three Vayu Agni, it is mentioned Indra only. Okay, that is mantra number 3. So I will just quickly summarize and then we'll close. Brahma Vidya is as real as you are qualified, first of all. Teaching cannot be just taken up from a pamphlet or from the internet or anything. You have to qualify. And the qualification is your heart has to become ready. And when the teaching is done, at that point it will sink. Otherwise, Shravana, Manana, Nitidhyasana. If I am not understanding, do more Shravana, more meditation, and gradually own it. It is difficult, but it is possible. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Guru comes when you are ready. In case of Indra, it came. So don't say, oh, nobody is coming. No, when you are ready, God will come as a guru or send a guru. Okay. So our focus should be to become a qualified student rather than looking for a qualified teacher. Qualified teachers, Bhagavan take care of it. Okay. Our goal is to be a qualified student. And Brahma Vidya Stuti is also given because these people have become greater than other devatas because they have realized. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.